Good morning, watch fans. This is Big Jim with the Big Wrist, and today we're going to compare different type of bracelet clasps. I put out a standard rubber or leather buckle just to sort of compare. You know, it's got the single tongue, pulls through on a single hole. Some of these are flat, some of these are square holes, and they're all basically the same. There are a few that have double tongue. You know, they're fine. They're the bigger straps that are 24 millimeters or typically have two tongues. You know, Seiko loves these. Leather straps, really common to see this type of buckle. Nothing special, works perfectly well, very adjustable. You know, as long as the strap is long enough or you feel like poking another hole, either at the beginning or the end, you can adjust it yourself. On the other end, this is probably the most divisive clasp on the market. Double butterfly clasp. I would say it's probably 50-50. People hate it or love it. I'm not a fan. The number one reason why is that there's no micro adjustments. You see that? There's no way to micro adjust this. So one link in or one link out. It's either all in or all out. Now Tissot does a half link. You can see that's a half link right there. And there was one on the other end also. So I took a half link out, and it fits pretty good. A micro adjust will be the ticket, and there are a few high-end butterfly clasps that do have micros, or even a diver extension. I think one of them even has a divers on it, a diver extension for 5mm divers. Not common, hard to do. This is the one you'll see 90% of the time. Gotta admit it, Tissot does a good bracelet. It's a very nice clasp. If they were to put a fold-over with a fold-over clasp, traditional fold-over clasp, with or without a safety, that'd be the way to go for me. So, a lot of guys don't like this clasp. I'm one of them. It's one of the reasons why this watch is for sale. After I do another video on it, I'm going to put it's up for sale right now. That and the lack of a 100-meter water, the lack of a screw-down crown irritates me too to no end. So, anyways, so that's a deployant clasp, butterfly fold-over clasp. I'm sorry, a butterfly clasp. Just not a great clasp. It's a nice clasp. You'll see in a lot of high-end watches. Omega uses it, and a few other guys use it. Oris has a few, Tissot obviously. But there are better clasps. Let me show you a couple. This is a fold-over with a safety. So there's the fold-over. There's the safety, clicks in place. Tudor's claim to fame is they use ball bearings and all there. So there's little ceramic ball bearings right there. You can just see it right there. Pretty nice. Very smooth, but you don't need that. It's just something to take it to another level. Very nice clasp. Lots of micros. 3 micro adjusts. You know, very nice screw down links, so it comes in and out pretty easy. It's a very good clasp. One of the best clasps in the market in my place, in my opinion. This is an example of a very similar clasp without the safety. This just has the double pushers on the side. So double pushers like on a butterfly, but fold over. And this is a milled fold over. This is on the high-end Seiko G-Shock titanium, the black titanium. This is the black titanium. And it uses a milled clasp. Seiko generally uses a stamp clasp. But milled clasp, 4 micro adjusts. Right there you can see the 4 micros. Very, very comfortable. Very easy to get a good fit. You know, everything is a small link. There's no big links. It's like having a bracelet full of half links. So, believe it's pin and collar, so it's fine. It's a pain in the butt to put in, but it's pin and collar. It's very secure. So very good clasp. I wish Seiko put this on more. It's a very nice clasp. So let's take a look at a very similar fold-over clasp from another Seiko. This is Seiko. This is a 007 modified. This is their version of the fold-over clasp with a safety, but it has a stamped clasp. The only reason why I keep this on there is because the Jubilee happens to be one of the most comfortable $20 bracelets I've ever worn. And there are more expensive bracelets out there, but they're not necessarily more comfortable. So Seiko uses this little safety and put double-sided pushers, making it a very secure bracelet for divers. This thing's, you could unhook that all day long when you're swimming or you get it hooked on something and it's going to pop off. It's not going to open though. It's going to pop open, but the bracelet itself is not going to come open. You can pull it, it won't come up. You've got to push the double safety. Very, very secure as a diver's watch. Very robust, very inexpensive. You can get replacement ones that are unbranded for $10. I have one out here somewhere, hoping it would fit something else and it didn't. Very tinny and kind of cheap, but I've never ever seen one break. So, you know, it's a good clasp for the money. So, this is how Rolex does theirs. This is kind of cool. No safety, no pusher, nothing. Super sleek, like you would expect from Rolex. They only do this on their entry levels. It has a little hinge. See that little hinge? Very cool little hinge. And that is that hook goes into this connection right there, and that little tongue, right, that little tongue right there. So the hook and the tongue, very secure. I've never had it come off, and I've had this for 6 or 7 months. Wearing the crap out of it. Very, very secure. Zero problems with that clasp. Some people say, I want the pushers, or I want the safety, or I want this, I want that. I'm telling you, very slim, very secure. It has internal micros. There's 3 micros inside. 1, 2, 3. It's on the middle one right now. Very hard to see that, but they're in there, giving it this super sleek, you know, exterior look. No half links, which is kind of strange. I wish it had half links, but it doesn't. But still, with 3 micros on the inside, and they're fairly well spaced apart. They're about spaced apart, has a link, so making them the equivalent to 1 link, so you can get, you know, a pretty good adjustment. I have mine on the middle one, and it fits fine. Not adjustable on the fly, unfortunately, but crazy comfortable and very secure. This is the other Tudor. This is a Tudor deployant buckle. You find it on leather or sometimes on rubber. This deployant clasp, you can get them again. You can get replacement ones online for 15 or 20 bucks and off brands. You see this on a few high-end leather banded watches. It tucks in behind the keepers like that, and it snaps in place. You know, got the Tudor ceramic snap, ceramic ball bearings. It fits in place. It becomes very flush. It's got a nice grippy thing on the side there. It's a really good buckle, very comfortable. You adjust it by pulling down, and you can put it in any one of these holes that are here. You can add an extra hole, which I have done, because of course, 8.5-inch wrist. Nothing fits me properly. It's a giant pain in the butt. But you can see on the last hole, the new hole, one I made myself, it just goes like that. So sometimes when I'm wearing it, it'll pop out, you know, on the last hole. So, you know, it is what it is. I have an 8.5-inch wrist. This is why this currently is just in a bag in the watch box of parts box. I put it on here just to show you what it came on. This strap came on the black version of this. It doesn't come on the blue typically. I just put it on here to show. I've been wearing this blue watch on this Barton NATO strap. And again, NATO straps have the same tongue buckle size. That's just super common. It's all over the place. You know, it's just the way it is. Nothing special. Very secure. Nobody complains. It works great. So that's the different types of buckles and clasps. Hope you learned something. You know, of all these, the best, in my opinion, is the Tudor fold over with the safety. It's just, you know, all friction. There's no pushers. 3 micros. This is the best buckle I've ever used. The second one would be the Tudor. I'm sorry, would be the Rolex. I think the Rolex is fantastic. I wish it had 5 micros instead of 3. But that would make it 2 millimeters longer. It wouldn't be the sexy, cute buckle it is now. So, but that's my one complaint. I would like a couple extra micros on the Rolex. But I have no problem with the lack of a fold over. That little hinge system is a genius. You know, I think it's just genius. I wouldn't change that. I just add more micros. So, you know, this also has only 3 micros. It only has 3 micros, but they're a little farther spaced apart than the Rolex, you know, which solves that problem of giving you a little bit more adjustability. So this has been Big Jim with the Big Wrist talking about buckles, clasps on watches. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, and tell a friend, and have a great day.